Hello everyone, welcome to some more Vampyr, Part 4. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Hope you all are having a wonderful Thursday evening. Apparently we're still in Act 1. Makes me wonder how long this game actually is. So, last time we left off, we attended our sister Mary's funeral, who we brutally murdered at the beginning of the game. Some vampire skills work better in synergy with other skills. Try out different skill combinations and perform deadly combos. So we are gathering information about Sean Hampton's location because apparently we suspect that he might be a vampire. In fact, I think... Nope, he looks the same. I thought he looked different. But supposedly, this guy's a little sketchy.
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
Who
As I just
are
told
you?
I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital.
I don't speak
The
to
Pembroke
doctors.
Hospital, you say? I don't have any money for you leeches.
I'm not here for charity, miss.
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
Oh, she's a trader. Sure.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Of course, you don't have good handle parts. Why would you? We're just gonna buy the common ones again. Ooh. Okay, so we got some more items that we haven't had before. I think I want to go to the disassembly bench, see what all these are worth for, before we sell anything. So maybe we can go back to the bench upstairs real quick and take a look. Oh, some of those are not recyclable. We do need some more clove essence, so we're gonna take all of those there. The rest of this can be sold, I think, because we got plenty of this other stuff. Codeine, maybe we need some more of that. We'll just assemble that box of pills. The rest of it can be sold. Well, we barely get anything off of the small bottles. It's just 1 shilling. So, let's disassemble 3 of them, and we'll sell the other 2. Get 2 extra shillings. Just in case we need all those bottles for
It's
something.
the dog's fault, they say. Then the gap.
Good evening.
Hello again.
Hello again,
Can I
Dr.
s-
Reed.
As long as you...
So all this is just stuff for selling, it seems. What on earth am I going to use all these shillings for? I don't know. Another body murdered.
Good evening.
Hello again.
Can I...
As long as you...
Aluminum shards, aluminum powder, grease. I think we could always use some more grease. Just buy those, I suppose. And springs. Do we have a lot of springs? Oh, we got plenty of springs. We also had plenty of grease. We were supposed to be buying more screws. We could honestly probably sell some of this sodium hypochlorite solution because we have so much of it. I don't think we're gonna need over 100 of it. We'll drop it down to 90. 85. How about that? Oh, we can even sell our treatments. And we can sell bullets and shotgun shells. Interesting.
Good evening.
Hello again.
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're
She lives an
interested, I may
exciting
find
life.
use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
I'm not at all interested. You are quite a blunt woman.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my
I'm
return
so
from the
scared.
war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
Ooh, interesting information on.
Can I
Booth
offer
here.
you my medical help, Miss Cox?
I'm fine, thank you.
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
Why shouldn't I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife and his name means something round here.
Are you aware of what happened to him?
Yes. I'm sure he fought till the end and looked death in the eyes. The boys will mourn him. Except one of them, maybe.
Except one of them.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor,
Hey,
Norm,
they
maybe
ain't
you
gonna
can
use
access
the
that
stuff
forbidden area
anyways.
And remind those bastards what they owe.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
What can you tell?
I'm a business. If you're...
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless.
Ouch.
Ask them, they must know something.
Ask the beggars on the
Goodbye.
street. There's Booth Digby.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name?
Man,
The name is
there's a
Booth
lot of
Digby.
pricks in this game.
Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the
You don't
boss
want to
of
brag about your
The
big
Red
bad
Boot Boys
gang?
work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible, you know
Unless
what?
you want to
You're
off
lucky
yourself,
she can't hear
then
you
it's
right
useful.
now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really, one of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
Don't you see it's an endless spiral? One day, it will be you who will be stabbed, or shot, or worse.
That's what my sweet Edwina always says, that one day I'll get it too. But she says it with the most beautiful smile, my Edwina.
She says it while smiling? I'd be a little concerned about that, my friend.
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my
None of your
patients
business.
at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Goodbye. Good evening.
Hello again.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
What happened exactly?
I don't know and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the Wet Boot Boys, Doctor. This is our territory, and this is our law.
You're in gunfire, I think.
And your conscience is clear. You killed
Wouldn't
without
surprise me in
hesitation.
this area.
Violence is an efficient tool,
Definitely
Dr.
gunfire.
Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor?
It's a weird way to
Woman's not
answer
supposed
that
to talk about
question.
these things.
I sense a soft heart. I think you manipulated him. I'm not that easily shocked. Oh, I sense a
Behind all
soft
your
heart.
crude words and your attitude, I sense romance and a soft heart, Miss Cox.
Romance? I have no time for such rubbish. I use Booth like I use everyone else.
I should have known that was going to have me fail a hint, but I just wanted to see what she'd say to it.
Goodbye.
What an awful
The
woman.
sewer dog's fault, they say. Then the gangs, the epidemics.
What is this guy doing? Shooting windows? Shooting the wall? That's a good way to get a bullet to ricochet and hit you.
It's locked, all right.
Ooh, some shillings on the table here. Hello, Frank. How are you, my old friend? It was good to see you last week. Next time, let me get the rounds in. I hope everything is okay on your side of town. Here in your old neighborhood, the situation is getting worse. Clay is getting more violent every day and is only thinking about expansion, even when it seems there are some new players around trying to dispute our territory. The Wet Boot Boys are in a bad spot, I'm afraid, so I thought about what you said last time we met. that you never regretted leaving the gang, that the only thing you regret is never being able to put foot in the East End again, to avoid a good beating or worse. Well, rest assured that you'd have my protection if you decide to pass by, and maybe we could talk again about new opportunities and job offer. You know I have always been good with numbers, so maybe if you need an accountant in your company, let's talk about that, shall we? Say hello to your wife for me. WBB for life, old chap, from Booth Digby. Seems we got another hint for him. Didn't even have to go very far either.
You again?
I know you're looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know.
Goodbye.
Oh, this very old lady looking over here.
People are dying here right on the street.
Good evening, sir. I'm amazed you made it back to the docks alone. Good for you.
Well, I could say the same about you, young man. More to the point, who the hell are you?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
And I am Archer Woodbead. Please excuse my assertiveness. I often forget I'm just an old prune.
I'm just an old prune.
Tell me everything you know about the Guard of Priwen.
Andrew never told me what they do. I do know they're vigilantes with military training. Access to some impressive firepower.
And what is your personal opinion about the Guard, then?
This Guard of Priwen is just another gang preying on the young and naive. Preying on people like my boy. I know how it works. I invented it.
Why did your son really join the Guard of Priwen?
If I believed in a higher power, I'd see this as punishment for my own sins. I deserve it for all the young men I enlisted back in the day.
So why did he join?
You don't believe in God, though, do you, Mr. Woodbead? So why did he join?
Now I think about it, Andrew joined the Guard, not to defy me, but to follow in my footsteps, to make me proud.
Any explanation?
So your son has left you nothing to explain his actions? No letter or message?
Not even a note. I'm a proud man, Dr. Reed. But I would kneel and pray if I thought it would give me my Andrew back.
It's kind of sad, actually.
Have you always been so bitter?
It's not bitterness, it's poorly masked disgust. When everything turns to shit, we all have to eat a spoon or two.
Old people always complain.
Don't you think that the old people of your time were saying exactly the same thing about you and your friends?
Perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. Well, I hope you'll not be around to see things turn sad and grey.
Hey, he actually took that better than I thought he would.
If you were such a respected figure, surely you have many interesting stories about this part of town.
You bet I do, but make no mistake. I'm no rat, sir. Some secrets are best left buried.
Strange or weird creatures? I'd be interested in that.
I'm sure a district as colorful as the docks must have plenty of stories about strange visitors and creepy characters.
So, you want me to talk about the sewer dog, don't you?
If you don't mind.
The sewer dog is a bitch. Appropriately named. An old woman dressed in rags. She has an elegance, though. Despite her ugliness. I saw her once. Scared the life out of me.
Any remarkable new faces around here?
Nobody. Well, there's that boy Rufus the Curse. I like him, despite the reputation he's made since his parents died. Poor little bastard.
Who would you trust around here?
The owner of the Turquoise Turtle's a decent fella. Tom's his name. Sean Hampton's all right too. Don't particularly share his religious views. He's quite devout, if you catch my meaning.
Do you still know anyone from the old days?
The good old days.
Most of them are dead. I still give Miss Gillingham salutations. She doesn't remember me. She did once like me. Boy, she was a beauty back then.
What can you tell me about
She
this
was a
part?
real looker.
People used to feel safe around here. They had the gangs protecting them. Now all they do is bicker and plot against one another.
And what about the gangs?
Back in my day, people trusted the Wet Boot Boys. We looked out for the docks and its families. Nowadays, they're just a bunch of greedy fuckers.
You were a gang member.
I was their leader for a time, believe it or not. Now these bastards act like I'm nothing. Not one of them. They owe me some damn respect.
Missing the good old days, are you not?
Trust me, son. The longer you live, the less meaning your existence will have.
Man, that's
You
sad.
need to remember the days you still had beliefs.
Tell me about the Wet Boot Boys, Archer. I want to know more.
We were there for the families and each other. It was us against the world. We were vicious, tough, even cruel. But we were united.
You sound like you were some kind of radical union member.
Yes, nowadays the communists and gangs squabble over pointless territory. Sounds stupid when you say it out loud.
I'm looking for a man named Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
The sad saint. Even when he was young, his faith and dedication were inspiring. A beacon even, if I may say so.
Interesting. But have you spoken to him recently?
I spoke with him about my missing son a few days ago. I've not seen him since he was attacked by some drunkard and left the vicinity.
Goodbye, sir.
Alright, let's see if we can get in touch with the old lady that's up here. If I could even figure out how to get to where she's at. Looks like she's in a house here, yeah.
Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at
Just
the
knocking
Pembroke
on
Hospital.
strangers'
I'm
doors and be
investigating
like, can I
the
come in your
flu
house?
epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
Let me in.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in?
Man, she was really mesmerized by my
Remember the last time I had a
vampire
good
talk.
So you have questions about the flu, then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
How is life here?
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
How do you pay the rent?
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
That's sad.
I'm trying to locate Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where he could be?
You talking about the one everyone calls the sad saint? The man who takes care of the homeless?
The very same, Miss Fishburne.
I'm sorry. I don't know where his shelter is. But if you ask around, I'm sure you'll get your answer.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne.
Didn't get much information from her, but apparently her son is somewhere around here. Maybe not in the house. But if we get in touch with the son, we'll probably learn more about her. Oh, is that him right there? It doesn't look like him. He looks pretty old.
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No.
Maybe he is
it's just
young. That
people
might
prefer
just
to
be
avoid me.
blonde
Well, I
hair. It
won't.
looked like it was white hair.
I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home. You're sleeping rough.
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
This city has abandoned so many of its children. It's tragic.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
Maybe this is the son she was talking about.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people avoid you?
Because he
They
stinks.
call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Man, that's depressing.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
A lot of depressing stuff in this game.
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people.
Kind of like
around
that
here.
though.
This is my
It's a dark,
city,
it's a
for better or
dark
worse.
fantasy atmosphere. Let's give him
Do you
some
need
medicine.
A real doctor caring about me. That's a first. I feel like a real person.
A real doctor treats everyone the same, Rufus.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Do you know a man who lives in this part of town? A man named Sean Hampton. I'm looking for him.
Sorry, sir. I don't know a lot of folks around here. Most prefer to avoid me.
Well, I don't think you should talk to him. He may be very sick.
Thanks for the tip. You might want to check the Turquoise Turtle. It's a pub not far from here. The barkeep knows everyone in these parts.
So long, Rufus.
Let me in.
Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne.
Of course. I can't remember the last time I had... What can I do for you?
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
Goodbye, Miss... Good evening, Mr.
Yeah.
So this is his dad, right? They have the
Goodbye.
same last name and they look very similar. Why don't you look after your son, man? What's up with that? We're still missing 3 people in this area, or 4 actually. And her as well.
Drinks just as likely to cause...
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
I'm still Tom Watts.
Why does your waitress feel in danger working on the docks?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women it's worse, as always. Sabrina is a brave girl, but she can't help feeling in danger.
Do you think she has good reason to feel this way? Are you not worried about her safety?
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tougher than me deep inside. She just has to learn to control it.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Sean Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Or something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
Yep.
Since
Everyone
I'm
wants
here,
to drink, so
is there
makes
anything I can
sense.
do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. And with the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well. Show me where it is. I'll see
Wonder
what I
if
can do.
vampires
Oh,
are immune
thank
to
you, sir.
disease, though.
Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
I believe he returned to his flock. Can you confirm that?
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Oh, I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. That would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
Very helpful.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
I'm looking at Sean's juicy 6,000 experience.
Something, sweetie. My guess is they're recruiting for some vengeance.
I cannot enter.
Hopefully no one sees me teleporting around here.
Steady! Die, vermin!
Is this the warehouse he was talking about?
Steady, boys! We've got one of them! Big full beast!
Get this leech off me!
I'll send you back in a fucking grave!
Damn. That was a really quick, heavy damaging attack.
You! Get back in the grave!
Where's all the good handle parts? I feel like I have to be at a certain level before I start seeing those appear as random loot.
Die, vermin! On back to the shadows! God walks with me! Christ! He's dead! Stay back!
actually a little underleveled for this area. Makes me feel like I have to feed on more people. I need more of their blood.
It's locked, all right.
I suppose I should probably start trying to track some of these. We'll try to do Tom Watts's Gin quest first. Get this leech off me!
Christ, he's dead!
Feels nice coming back to this area and being much stronger than I was before. Freaking werewolves. Hey, 6 bullets. Just got back what I spent. 6 more bullets. I definitely don't have to be conservative about my bullet use, it feels like. Oh wow, Tom Watts had attempted murder. The suspect was spotted standing in front of the restaurant pointing a gun at customers for about 1 minute without firing. 2 witnesses promptly reported his behavior. Watts was arrested without incident, but refused to give any explanation for his actions and only gave his name. His gun was loaded, confirmed the policeman who answered our questions. It is likely that Watts will feel the full force of His Majesty's courts for this transgression. The young man shall be jailed for a few years at least.
Tom has so much alcohol, he could keep this district afloat for quite some time.
Why would I lie to Tom and keep the gin bottles? Like, what would be the point of that? Just so I could sell them for extra shillings? I mean, it's nice that the game gives me the option, but it's bizarre. Like, I would not do that.
Seems like the guard of Prewin is on Sean's trail too.
Die, beast!
A freaking flamethrower? What? Grenades?
Die, vermin!
Alrighty then. It seems like he dropped a pistol. The common pistol Parabellum. Ooh, it fires 3 quick rounds in succession. Looks cool.
The wounds on this corpse are deep, the result of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast.
Oh, Sean, what have you done? How's it going?
Killing's all you deserve.
Oh my god!
Christ the leech! Fucking beast! Die, beast!
Seems like they were fighting some other vampire as I was getting here. Oh, we got a bit of a blood spill here. The guard of Prewin note. Gave us a hint for Itchbald. Alright, we finally made it near the night shelter vicinity.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Can I help you?
A fancy doctor lurking at night by the docks? Not fishy at all.
And what about you? Working outside at night in this dangerous part of town?
You want to know my secret? I'm trying to earn money. And I'm Lottie Paxton, by the way.
Alright, I'll pause right here real quick. I'm gonna get a drink of water. I want to get a Gatorade out of my fridge. I'll be right back.
Is it not dangerous to work here at night?
As long as I have good legs, I can run away from trouble. The Sad Saint now provides me and my sister a bed and a roof. I don't want to lose that.
What can you tell me about the Sad Saint?
It's just the nickname of Sean Hampton.
Such
the
a
Sad
weird
Saint
nickname.
of the East End. He gave me shelter, and he is not always sad.
Are you homeless, Miss Paxton?
Mr. Hampton's night asylum is our new home now. It's a safe place for me and my sister.
What can you tell me about this place? How are things here?
It may be okay for a strong girl like me, but a dandy doctor from the city like yourself, you better watch your back, Mr. Reed.
I like her.
You really think I should go back to a safer place, miss?
No. I think you had better stay and help as many people as you can. Just avoid the wet boot boys. Those bastards are worse than the epidemic.
Which local dangers must I avoid?
Well, the gangs, the thieves, the drunks, the jobless. A man with your fancy clothes will attract a lot of attention.
Well, I am not someone so easily intimidated.
Glad to hear that. And if you get into trouble, you can always seek help at Sean Hampton's shelter. No one would dare to be violent there.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
Mr. Hampton must be in his office at the night asylum he manages, I suppose. Why do you want to see
Your
him?
princess is in another castle.
At Pembroke Hospital, but he left abruptly.
I see. Well, Mr. Hampton is a discreet and dedicated man. I'm sure you'll find him soon enough.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Find Sean in the area, so he is close by.
Make everything right, Mum.
Oh, he's literally right here. Hey,
Why the long face, Doctor?
you look a little insane.
It looks like we both have changed a lot. I must confess, it saddens me, Sean.
Put your faith in the Lord, Doctor. He has a plan for all of us. We may not always see it, but he does.
Since you left Pembroke, the amount of blood that has been shed, it's hard to believe you, Sean.
Ask what you will. As the Lord is my shepherd, I will not speak a lie to you.
Aren't you afraid of what you've become?
We are blessed, Doctor. Can't you see it? The Lord has made us able to walk amongst the plague and aid those that need it.
Do you think this is a blessing when God's own house and holy symbols repel you?
He's
If
wearing
that
a
is your
holy
burden,
symbol.
Doctor, so be it. But I do not fear the cross, nor am I forced to take the life of another. My kind doesn't share your imperfections.
But you must drink blood now to survive.
No, not your scripture. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. So saith the Lord. I only need to eat flesh, no blood.
Oh, because that's so much better.
Why return here?
This is my home. These people are my flock. You will always find me where I am needed.
Wonders never cease. Scal managing an asylum.
And what of you? A vampire doctor? Meals laid out before you. Yet you restrain.
And what about William Bishop? He tried to take care of you. But this hunger, this thirst, cannot be restrained.
Alas, poor William. He had a good soul, but was weak in spirit. He could not shake the thirst for booze, never mind blood. But have faith. My will is far stronger than his.
Why did you kill Miss Jones at the Pembroke Hospital?
Killed old Harriet? You must be mad, Doctor. Why would I do such a thing?
So you claim Miss Jones' death was not by your hand, nor the other incidents at Pembroke?
Though Harriet was an angry, spiteful woman, she was one of God's creatures. I have nothing but love for all he has made.
He's insane.
But you were close to her.
Of course. But she was lost, separated from the fold. She did not see the hand of the divine in my blessed condition.
People have been murdered. I've seen the blood. I don't believe you can be trusted.
Have a little faith, Doctor. If you will follow, I will guide you to the light.
How do you plan to do that?
Take this key of the old sewers. The entrance is by the riverbank, south from here. There you'll find all the proof you need.
Very well. You have definitely intrigued me. I hope you're right, Sean.
I'll be here when you return. If you still think I'm a threat then, well, I surrender myself to your judgment.
Explore the sewers to discover his secret. Interesting. He's got like a freaking pile of blood behind this door. Dude, you are a liar. Another lady here we haven't met. There she is.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I have your attention for a minute?
Good evening, sir. My name is Giselle Paxton, but I don't have time for men like you.
Have we met before?
No, but I just need to look at your fancy clothes to know that you must be desperate to visit the docks at night.
That's quite judgmental of you.
Sir, I've led enough strikes when I had a job to identify you as an enemy of the working class.
Dear Lord.
May I ask what you do for a living?
I'm killing myself scraping for a living. And you? Have you ever had to struggle in your entire life?
As I told you, I'm a doctor. You have to work a lot to earn that title.
Oh, a doctor. Born with money in a nice house, were we? Was Daddy a banker or a doctor himself?
Why such hatred? Are you judging me by my clothes and my job?
Course I am. Fuck, you're so blind. You don't even see your privilege. Lazy people like you disgust me.
I'm about to drink this girl's blood right now.
What can you tell me about this vicinity?
Tell you what, just spend a few weeks here, and then ask me that question again. If you're still alive, I mean.
You don't know me, Miss Paxton, and yet you see me as an enemy.
Your manners, your clothes, your words tell me everything about you, sir. I know your kind, and you don't belong here.
You're right, Miss Paxton. My clothes and my manners do speak for me. And I may not belong here, but that doesn't make me a bad person.
You tell me, Dr. Reed. You tell me.
If you have something to say, say it. I'm getting tired of all this.
Oh. You want information instead? Well, here's some for you. Giselle Paxton does not like you at all, Doctor.
You speak of strikes and class enemy. Am I right to assume you're involved in trade union activism?
You bet I am. Well, I was. Nowadays, I'm just another worker blacklisted by the big companies.
You lost your job because of your beliefs.
Those bastards really hate a worker who refuses slave wages and unsafe conditions, especially when it's a woman.
Isn't the whole point of trade unions to help workers in need? Why don't they support you?
A few nights back, I lost the money my companions had asked me to hide. With me and my sister being penniless, they thought I stole it.
What really happened?
I drank too much that night. Strange men saw me count the money in that bar. Some sort of militia in uniform. I'm sure they robbed me.
Yeah, well, then maybe I can help her with that. The spoils of war.
Well, I'll leave you for now.
Let's track that one. Hopefully it's somewhat close. I guess it's not. I'm not seeing it pop up. Is that everyone in the district, or are we still missing? We're missing 2 people still. Hello.
Oh my god, stop! Vampyr! We will have that beast! Bloody leech!
Nom 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 nom.
It's not! Fear no evil! We do the Lord's We'll crush God! What? It's too fucking far!
Sounds like they're fighting vampires above me.
This could be the public house Giselle Paxton mentioned. I should investigate further. Giselle's stolen money. Everyone has some unethical ways of financing their war.
Sewer's got to be around here somewhere. Ah, here it is. Nice, good back crack there. Gonna pause real quick here. Alright, sorry about the delay there. I was getting really hot and I had to take my overshirt off because I felt like I was sweating. So what kind of shady business does Sean got in the sewers here?
That doesn't work.
Am I just pushing random buttons now?
So that's it. These wheels control the water level.
Oh boy, I feel a puzzle incoming.
Gate should shut properly now.
What, have barrels in the way? Gotta be lowering the water level, right? Oh, some kind of scowl that was there. Spooky, I like it here. There he goes, teleporting again. Is that Sean? Is Sean meeting us in the sewers?
It's locked.
No, some other random scowl. Unless there's multiple of them. Oh, it's this guy again.
These maggots have escaped the wrath of Ascalon for too long. It is time to purge the sewers of their filth.
You again. The one they call the sewer dog.
Hold your tongue, newborn, or I'll crush you like a maggot.
You've let the beast consume you.
Finally, a touch of lucidity.
Oh, I get to fight this guy?
Learn to respect the laws of Ascalon.
Yeah, it hurts, doesn't it? I was trying to parry that one. Damn. Combo. I love feeding on other vampires. Oh gosh, these combos are rough.
Whence you vanished, I'll slaughter these scalds while singing your name. How are you? I shall tear thee apart and spill my blood to the pit. And thine shall be a fair. Return to your apothecary and needles.
Oh, I thought he was
Down.
fleeing for a second.
I shall crush you. Your blood. You found your death in me.
Sorry I'm not speaking much, but this guy is testing all my knowledge of this combat system. It's a tough fight.
Foolish Ekon!
Woo! I think we got him. So is he like dead? Thought we'd get some loot off him, but I guess not.
At least one Skal escaped Fergal's wrath.
Why do I care so much about the Skals?
The poor creature is bleeding to death. He cannot be far.
Why is he a poor creature? Skals have been nothing but evil since we've met them. Am I supposed to be feeling sympathy for them at this point? They've done nothing but attack other people.
How could he have made it this far? There's blood everywhere.
Yeah, he's bleeding a ton. That's the way we came, I think, so I don't want to go that way.
Safe we are, still. Drink now.
Bless you, Bridget.
This isn't the blood of a vampire, but it will quench your thirst.
Who's Bridget?
This is our domain, not yours. You've been warned.
Wait, I saved you from this creature. That must count for something.
Thank you. Now go. Go back to the streets and houses. There is no love lost between us, Vampire. But thank you.
You seem so sad.
Please, who are you? I sense your sadness.
If you must know, they call me Old Bridget. And this shelter is where we live.
I'm Jonathan Reed. I'm a newborn Ekon. I'm afraid I'm not sure what's going on.
I shall not bend a knee, young Ekon. But I sense your pain. Ask, and I will afford you my attention.
Why was that creature after you?
Why was that creature after you?
Fergal is the blunt instrument of the Ascalon Club. His masters would see us dead or turned into slaves if they had their way.
What the hell was that thing? He wasn't an Ekon or a Skal.
Seemed
They
like
are
more
known
like
as
a beast than
Volkod,
anything.
an ancient offshoot of immortals. Blood drives them, enrages them.
What of this Ascalon Club?
Vampire society's elite in the Empire. They make the rules and enforce their judgment upon us whom they see as lessers.
So was it you that Sean Hampton sent me to find?
Perhaps. The sad saint was always kind to us. He must trust you if he revealed our location.
Ooh, I like all these options. He could be a killer, because you might not be aware of what he's been doing. Can he be trusted? We can get her opinion of it. Or just telling her outright that we don't trust him. I think I would want to ask her, can he be trusted?
Sean is a Skal. All those I've encountered have been violent, crazed creatures. How can he be any different?
Maybe because he is the sad saint. Or perhaps because I am old Bridget of the Sewer Skulls.
Sean killed a patient of mine. And that's just one of the murders he's being hunted for.
If you refer to Harriet, she is now among us and under our protection.
Harriet Jones is alive.
Oh, she's a scowl
That's
now.
it. That's the proof Sean wanted me to find. I must talk to her.
No. Harriet is not alive. But you can speak to her. I must warn you. She is fragile and may not receive you warmly.
I don't understand.
She is filled with bile and hate. Her mind is sharp as a tack, but her body is so weak. I've never seen its like before. She is resting in a room on the far right of this hideout.
Thank you. I will bear that in mind.
Okay. So she seems pretty broken. She's probably not going to be in a good state when we speak to her. I hear a lot of crying. Is this a Scowl Society we're in? No, it's not a new society. But I can talk to all these Scowls, which is interesting.
We're at your mercy. Will you end us?
Will you end us? So they don't want to be alive.
Your spell is enticing. So sweet of blood.
Ooh, got some crazy ones up in here.
We're at your mercy. Will you end us?
There's Harriet.
Your place is not here.
Wait, no, that's Harriet's that way. I was like, that didn't sound like Harriet.
Hello, Harriet.
She ain't
You
looking
recognize me?
Yes, you were from the Pembroke Hospital. The young doctor. So full of secrets.
I have so many questions I need to ask you, Harriet. If you would.
I love questions. As for the answers, you may not like them.
How do you feel?
How do you feel?
I can't see. I can't move. My body's burning. I feel as if I'm dying over and over again.
Is it painful? Yeah, it sounds like it would be.
Does the pain ever stop?
It is not pain I feel. It's like I can't stop feeling every inch of my body. But at the same time, each muscle and bone is the wrong place.
This is some horrifying shit.
Have you tried to eat or drink something?
People here tried to feed me, but I'm just not hungry. I don't have the strength.
Why did you come here?
And why not? This is where I live now. Leave me be.
Will you respect old Bridget's wishes? Will you obey her?
Bridget is kind. She only needs to keep me fed and I'll be good.
So you desire to stay here?
Yes, I'm with my own kind. Birds of a feather, so to speak. Poor Harriet.
So did Sean
Always
turn her
alone.
into this, or did she somehow turn into this herself and then she turned Sean? That's what I'm wondering.
Your room, the blood. What brought you to fake your death in such a gruesome fashion?
To see if I would be mourned.
Why flee with Sean?
Why flee with Sean Hampton?
Oh, it's always a pleasure to see a saint fall to sin. But the coward still won't kill.
Do you take pleasure in causing so much pain and sorrow?
Nobody gave a damn about me. Not a tear shed. Poor Harriet.
Some people
Always
at the
the
hospital
discarded.
are a little upset.
I have a question of the utmost importance to ask. Will you
I already
answer?
asked a lot of questions.
Questions, questions, questions. The good doctor, always searching for answers.
Do you remember what you did after leaving the hospital? Did you kill anyone?
First, a question from me. You answer first.
I think
Very
that's
well,
fair, because I've been asking
What
her
do
a
you
ton
want
of
to know?
questions.
Are you like me? Are you also dead?
We are both undead.
We are not dead, Harriet. Death no longer pertains to us. We are different.
I like what I am. I truly do. I relish the pain that courses through me.
I know you fled the hospital with Sean Hampton. Did you or Sean kill anyone in your flight? Anyone? Try and remember.
I will not lie. I wanted blood, and I wanted revenge, and Sean pulled me from it, brought me here instead. But the shadows heard my prayers. The shadows killed that bastard.
Who was the murdered man?
Who was that man? The one murdered in the street?
He used to be my landlord. I lived here for many years before falling ill. Oh, he was an awful man. Disgusting and cruel. So cruel.
Shadows? Tell me what you saw.
The shadows, they heard me and answered. Something in the deep darkness. Quick, deadly. It asked me if I wanted revenge. I answered, yes.
And these shadows, this presence, do you still hear it? Was it a vampire?
So she also has someone speaking to her, just like we do.
It spoke only to me, and now it is silent, but it is born of hatred. And it will kill again. And it hates you, Doctor. Oh, it hates you.
What makes you say that?
It whispered your name, Dr. Reed. It wanted to know who you were and where you went.
I have an
Questions
arch
about me.
nemesis.
What did you say?
Nothing, Doctor. I said nothing. There was nothing it didn't already know. Oh, I'm tired now. Let me rest.
Alright, it's time we have to talk to Sean.
Have you found the answers you were looking for, young Ekon?
There is too much left unanswered. So many questions.
Get to know us. Spend time with us, and I may be willing to answer more questions.
Your diction, your words. You do not carry yourself like most Skulls I've encountered.
True. I'm not like most Skulls.
You were once someone else. What happened to you?
It is as sad as it is long, young Ekon, but it will remain mine.
Her story and hers alone. That's what
Can
she's
I be
basically
of service
telling
to
us.
you?
We ask but one thing. Reveal to no one our secrets. Do not betray us.
For how long have you been in hiding here?
Skulls have been hiding under London since vampires first entered the city.
Where did you hide before the sewers?
We claimed ancient tunnels, forgotten caverns, catacombs. We are Skulls, groveling beneath the feet of our makers.
So they've always kind of lived like animals, pretty much.
Why do you live here? Amongst the filth and vermin?
Live. Here we hide.
What are you hiding from?
What are you hiding from?
From the guilt, the shame, from the hunters and the light. And of course, our past.
Why not leave?
Why don't you leave the city? Hide somewhere far from the guard of Priwen. The Ascalon.
Yeah, it's gotta be better than being here.
We are the Sewer Skulls. This is our domain. We have run as far as we can, and now we hide.
Tired of running.
What manner of creature is Harriet? She is different from everyone else.
I really don't know. I'm not even certain she is a skull. I've no idea as to what blood made her.
What is a skull, in fact, in your honest opinion?
The progeny of a vampire, disavowed by her maker. Perhaps a fruitless branch of a noble tree. A word used to enslave us. I cannot say.
You mentioned that vampire blood has tremendous potency. You believe it to be stronger than your own?
The vampire's sweet blood. That rich, dark wine that we crave. For it made us, and it can sustain us.
I thank you for your time, madam.
She's like, I really
must
want
go
to
back
drink
to
your blood.
Shornhampton now.
Your kindness has been ample payment, Ekon. To protect us, I'll close the access to our hideout, but you can use our shortcut to reach Mr. Hampton's shelter. Just follow the arrows.
Thank you, old Bridget. I hope we'll meet again.
It certainly helps us get out of here a little quicker. Because otherwise it would have been a very long walk back.
I cannot enter.
Okay, that door's locked. Is that the way that we came in?
It's locked.
Thought these were the arrows that she was telling me to follow. Old Bridget, I need a reminder on how to leave. You should have just escorted me out of the facility. Oh, I need to eat that rat. I got super low blood. Come back, rat.
This is despicable.
Ascalon has stalked us for ages upon age.
Protect this guy.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question. Don't you know this is a quarantine zone?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating the epidemic. You had better get to a safe place while you still can.
Oh, really? Well, go investigate somewhere else and leave me be.
I beg your pardon?
I said go. Leave me alone, sir.
Wow. Dude's very on edge.
Sir, you have no idea what could happen to you if you stay here. Why don't you go home?
For fuck's sake. Do I have to punch you in the face to make you disappear? Leave me be!
It's my duty to insist. Death lurks everywhere. I must ask you to go back home.
I'm safe here, don't you get it? I'm better off risking the flu than catching a bullet. Am I clear enough?
I see. Well, since you are obviously hiding from a threat, don't you have a safer place to go?
Do you think I'm stupid? The Night Asylum, the Turquoise Turtle, even Miss Gillingham's attic. I tried them all. No, this is my only chance.
Okay, not much investigation we can get from him. So we gotta go somewhere else to investigate.
It's locked, all right.
Gosh dang it, more locked doors. There's only one way out of these sewers, isn't there? Okay, we're following the arrows. The arrows are supposed to be the shortcut.
It's locked.
But this door's locked. We didn't use the pipe thing. That's why.
It's locked, all right.
Oh, here's the giant pile of blood he's got here.
Welcome back, Dr. Reed. Would you like to take communion with me now?
Sean, are you eating raw
Shit's
flesh?
about to go down.
It is the sacred flesh of the mortal lamb. Our Lord's bountiful transmutation for the sustenance of his believers. Thank you, Lord. I am your most humble servant.
So, true to your word, you waited for my return.
I told you, Dr. Reed, I was a man to be trusted. Did you have words with the poor Harriet?
You hide
This
your game
shelter is
well.
the tip of the iceberg. You hide your game well, I'll give you that.
We are God's children, Dr. Reed. One and all. And he's determined to save us.
What will be the result if you continue to assist both Skulls and the living?
For the last decade, that's what's been happening. And they found a better life. What's to change?
You've turned Skal now. Don't you see the danger to anyone giving you their trust?
We are all sinners, awaiting salvation. This is a simple truth, ordained by the Lord Almighty. I am a seeker of his glorious light.
You're forgetting the epidemic. Things can go south very quickly. I've seen it.
Oh, these are terrible times. Only those pure of heart shall prevail.
Does this place belong to you? How can you be so certain you can keep it open?
This warehouse was once property of the Dawson family, but has been bequeathed me through donation.
The Dawsons? The wealthiest
I
family
do
in
not
London?
trust a word that comes out
Have
of this
they a
guy's
clue as
mouth.
to what
He's
goes
giving
on
me
here?
very unsettling vibes.
Not at all. The donation was made before the war. The building was run down. I never met Aloysius Dawson myself.
Has no
So
one
you
taken
have the
any
run of
notice?
the place and no one's taken notice.
As long as we keep to ourselves, we interest no one. This is a haven, and I pray it remains so for eons to come.
Harriet, Miss Jones, has been behaving in a most violent manner. She's going to need special attention.
That's precisely the reason I brought her here. To meet old Bridget. She's the guide Harriet requires.
Who is this old Bridget?
I don't know, Doctor. She rarely speaks of her past, but I know she has a long one. She's likely the oldest soul in the city.
Harriet is possessed by her hatred. You cannot let her roam free. She's dangerous.
She has joined her own kind, Doctor. Old Bridget is a saint to the younger Scals, guiding them to salvation and peaceful existence.
I believe I've learned all I need to know. I'm certain you've killed no one, but one day I believe you'll cross the line.
Logic is a false prophet. Faith is the only path to salvation.
What do you mean?
We have been blessed with God's eternity. We are the instruments of his divine will. We shall feed the hungry forever and ever. Amen.
I haven't the luxury of being able to satisfy my hunger on staunched blood and lifeless flesh.
Give yourself over to God, Doctor. Expel your urges and kneel before the Lord in praise.
These urges. You know the hunger will never be satisfied.
I've come to embrace the everlasting craving. I have sworn to feed only upon the flesh of the dead. It is now my sacrament. Take, eat. This is my body. So saith the Lord.
I am not going to turn him. I'm definitely embracing him.
I really would like to believe your fairy tale. The good ghoul feeding upon the flesh of the dead. But I'm all out of innocence.
Do you question my faith, Dr. Reed?
Do you remember William? Oh, how his admiration for you was exceeded only by his hunger.
May his soul rest in peace.
A night will come, and you will suffer the same hunger. Someone who trusts you completely, a friend, will die never to wake.
You confuse your voracious appetite with my itchy hunger. I would never kill a friend, nor an innocent.
I believe you've discovered our defining difference.
No! No! Ah! I did... Ah!
Best kill in the game so far. Mesmerize level 3.
Another corpse thrown in the streets. Someone's playing a very sick game. I know this brooch. This is my mother's. A birthday gift from father. "29 Pretty Orchard Street. That's near Poplar's district. Why would this man carry off my mother's brooch? I must go there.
Our mother could be in danger.
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
Did you see what happened to him?
Actually, yes. He was thrown from the roof like a vulgar log.
Why is it that you sound so afraid?
You didn't see it. He was dead before he hit the ground. The strength required to do such a thing, well, it beggars belief.
So he got flung off the roof.
Who could have done that?
Who? Well, a vampire, of course. Look, bite marks on the neck and lacerations here. There is definitely a vampire close by.
You have no idea how right you are, man.
You've never faced, let alone killed, a vampire, Ichabod. You're a fraud.
No, I'm not. I may embellish the truth concerning my achievements, but I'm totally dedicated to my quest.
You have courage, Mr. Throgmorton. Perhaps that is all one requires to face the demons.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. You'll see. One day I'll find and kill one of these monstrosities with my own 2 hands.
Hint fail. So I wasn't supposed to butter him up.
Goodbye.
I just can't understand how to get the hints right in this game.
You again? What do
So
you
I just
want?
gotta take what I can get, I suppose.
I've identified the men who stole from you. You were right. They were members of some self-proclaimed militia.
I knew it! Did you find the money too?
Yes, here it is. They thought they could finance their activities with it.
I never thought a man like you would be kind enough to... I misjudged you. Badly. Well, thank you, sir.
Will you give the money back to your comrades, then?
Fuck those bastards who fired me. I'll give the money to Miss Gillingham. Her son Jack was a friend of mine. He was killed recently.
I know you were friends with Miss Gillingham's son, Jack. Tell me about his death.
Jack's murder has been a shock to the neighborhood. A sign that the situation is now out of control.
Why is that?
There has always been tension between the Wet Boot Boys and members of the trade union. But a murder? That's a first.
Why does that upset you so much?
I wish I had found the time and words to tell him how important he was to me before it was too late. Another failure for Giselle Paxton.
Who killed him?
No one will ever know. One thing is certain. While Jack was alive, I had one less reason to drink.
Did you see what just happened?
No, I didn't. And I don't care.
Really? Why is that?
Because this sexist pig is one of the 4 men who blacklisted me. Good riddance, if you ask me.
I think we're taking this girl. I just don't like her. Something about her annoys me.
What a waste of life. I only managed to be hated by all the people I loved.
Wow. That's some rough final words right there.
Glad to see you again, Mr. Reed.
Why do you and your sister Giselle have such opposing views, Lottie?
Giselle whines she lost her job due to her unionist activities, which started her drinking. Truth is, she got fired because she's an alcoholic.
Perhaps your sister's addiction to alcohol is the result of her despair, but not the cause.
Perhaps you're right. But I'm tired of her playing the outraged and martyred social fighter while I earn money for both of us.
Don't you think she wants to get better?
I believe she knows her alcoholism is a worry to me. And that's another reason why she continues to drink so much.
And you don't share your sister's views?
On the contrary, I totally believe that workers need to unite to fight. I just disagree with Giselle's hatred for all wealth and riches.
What do you mean?
I don't believe that you were an automatic arsehole because you were born into a good family.
Lottie, Tell me about the death of your mother.
Giselle killed her. Plain and simple. She killed her with her daily whims, her laziness, and her complaints.
That's quite a statement. You can't kill someone because you're fickle.
Once she
Mother
finds
was
out that
very
I killed
ill.
her sister.
But I forgave Giselle. What I couldn't stand was how she cried at her funeral like she was the one left alone.
Perhaps your sister is not as tough as you are.
I know that, and I don't blame her. It just makes me sad that my own sister is the person I understand the least.
Giselle is the only family you have left. Don't you think it's time you forgave her?
Sometimes words are harder to forgive than acts, Dr. Reed.
Having this conversation with her seems cruel after I just killed her sister, but of course she has no idea that just happened.
Did you see what happened?
No. I was coming back to the shelter from work when I heard an awful scream, and there was this man, dead, just in front of the building.
You saw nothing at all?
No, I told you, just that awful woman's scream.
A woman scream? Are you sure?
Of course. It was terrifying. I thought it was my sister, so I ran. But it was a man I've never seen round here before.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Alright, we need to find a bed to rest in. Ooh, you can switch it to fire damage or chemical damage. That's pretty cool. I think we're going to do firepower for each. How does this stack up to our revolver now? Oh, the revolver still has way more damage. But this might be 68 damage per hit. Because it says it fires off 3 rounds in quick succession. So technically that could be like close to 190 versus 82 for burst damage. It does 3 shots per magazine. Each bullet does 5, so it would do the same amount as the 15 for one. That's what I'm assuming it's basically based off of. We'll give it a shot. switch things up a little bit. Alright, let's go to sleep. So, I want to level up autophagy. I remember that much. So this does less instant health, but gives greater regeneration of your health. I think I would want more instant health. The cost is a little more, but I think it'd be worth it down the line. Because 500 healing is like double the amount that it's doing now. Alright, then we'll go ahead and save that. Let's see the consequences of our actions. The murder of Sean Patrick Hampton, founder of the Hampton Asylum and renowned benefactor of the East End, a parishioner who had come from morning mass found Sean at 6 a.m. Police are currently investigating the crime. It's hard to imagine what might have motivated such villainy. Sean, also known as the Sad Saint, was a philanthropist and lover of mankind who was deeply loved in return. A man of faith who devoted his life to nurse the poor and the sick. Aside from food and care, he also provided his flock with nourishment of the heart and held regular masses for those that even the most altruistic churches would reject. Sean will be missed dearly, and the consequences of his loss are already felt. Without his charisma, the closure of his night shelter was inevitable. Many people are now living in the cold and contaminated streets without a roof. Men and women will get sick, some will die, and no one will do anything. The murderer did not only take a life, he extinguished hope in a part of town that desperately needed it. Sean was a ray of hope in East End, and for having met him many times, I can affirm that his goodness extended past his faith. He was a good man, a truly good man. His loss is a catastrophe, and I cannot picture what sick mind or deplorable turn of events might have brought this tragedy upon us. May the sad saint rest in peace and watch over our mediocre souls. And the district is in critical condition now. One more murder and that's it. Louis is missing. Some people do need some treatments, so we can boost the health of the community by doing that. So I think that'll be the first thing that we do. Fatigue, cold, and sepsis. Let's bring these bottles back to Tom Watts.
Burn it, boy!
Oh, I didn't realize I had my gun out. Yeah, I think I like the revolver more. It feels like that shoots through ammo too quickly. I mean, I do have a lot of ammo, but I still want to be a little more conservative with it. But it doesn't hurt to upgrade other items.
Welcome back, Doctor.
Right,
do you need any
checkup.
help?
It can't be good for business to see the bartender coughing your beer.
Indeed. It would be a shame to taint the delicate taste.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Reed.
You lied to me, Tom. Your warehouse wasn't empty. It was inhabited with armed vigilantes.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reed, but I thought those Prewen guards would be willing to let someone like you pass without trouble.
That was devious of you, Tom. Next time you can bloody well go yourself.
I apologize, Doctor, but it's just that I prefer to avoid the law, its enforcers, and all manner of thugs in uniform.
Here is your booze. I hope it will appease your customers. Just try not to kill anyone with this poison of yours.
Believe me, Doctor, most of my customers are less agreeable when sober.
Why not leave town and start a new life after you got out of jail?
I grew up in the East End. This is where my roots are. This is where I want to help others and die, eventually.
Do you think the docks will always be a hive of scum and villainy?
As long as poverty and fear run the show, I don't see how it would change. Misery loves company, as they say.
Don't you feel threatened? Staying in such a violent and criminal neighborhood?
I've made peace with my violent past, Dr. Reed. I may not be a pacifist, but I'm not angry anymore.
Tell me about your arrest for attempted murder, Tom.
We know all
I tried
about
to kill
Tom.
someone. I
We're
got
in all of
arrested.
his hands.
I paid my debt and I have nothing to hide.
Are your customers aware?
So you mean your customers know about your sordid past?
Yeah, why do you think this is the last pub open? I have nothing to hide, and I don't judge. That's a relief for many round here.
Do you think prison changed you? Made you a better man?
Oh, I don't know about that. All I brought back is bad memories, scars, and an ugly tattoo of a blue turtle.
But do you feel cleansed of your sins?
All I know is that I'm at peace. I did what I did, but I wouldn't do it again. Does that make me a better man? I don't know.
You attempted murder. Give me some details.
I was given an order to kill. I was an obedient gang member at the time. A proud, wet boot boy.
So you were ordered to kill someone. What happened then?
I don't know if you can possibly understand, but I couldn't kill him. I just stood there pointing my gun. Someone saw me. I gave up.
Why couldn't you shoot?
My target was eating in that fancy restaurant with mirrors and music. He was eating, drinking, laughing. He was having such a good time. I hated him for his bottomless appetite and easy life of easy pickings. And then something happened.
You empathized with him? Did you realize how sad you were? You were scared to kill. I think you empathized with him.
You refused to kill him because you wanted to feel some of that happiness yourself. You empathized with him.
Exactly. The man was a bloody landlord who rented overpriced flats. A selfish bastard. But he made me smile. And I was no different from him.
Why did you join the gang?
Because I finally felt useful. Do you have any idea what it means to feel respected when the rest of the world shits on you?
Have you got any recent news on Sean Hampton's shelter?
Have you not heard? The sad saint has been murdered. Nothing is sacred anymore.
Oh man, yeah. We get a ton of experience from him, almost as much as Sean
Should
did.
have offered a drink to the boy. Be he cursed or not, he's just another lost orphan.
You still working at this hour?
Tell me, Sabrina, do you really believe Tom has renounced his life of crime?
He proves it to me every day he tells the truth. Tom Watts is a good man. One of the best.
And you don't think he might fall back into his sordid ways?
We can all do terrible things, Dr. Reed. And we never know what we're really capable of until it's too late.
Were you aware of Tom's past incarceration?
That's the first thing he told me when he offered me the job. He didn't want me hearing about his past from anyone else.
Did it surprise you to find out about it?
Not really. I was already aware of his reputation before I met him. That's why I came to the Turtle in the first place.
Most people would have run away because of that.
Not me. I thought a man like him could give me stability, you know? At least to some degree. And I wasn't mistaken.
Do you require medical assistance, Miss Cavendish?
Don't feel so good if you have to know. I knew that keeping the bar open with the epidemic wasn't a good idea.
Take this, it'll help. Perhaps you should think about closing the Turquoise Turtle for a while.
Tom always said we've got to keep the doors open. But thank you, Doctor.
Have you heard?
His death is proof there's no...
Goodbye.
We got to find more people to give medicine to. She's got the fatigue.
Hypocrites, all of them. Maggots and liars.
Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne. May I come in, please?
Of course. Dr. Reed. Best grow eyes in the back of that head, sir. What can I do for you, Dr. Reed?
Do you have any news about Sean Hampton's shelter?
What a terrible story. Where is the hope? If even the good souls can be murdered like this.
Mrs. Fishburne, are you in need of any medical assistance?
I am afraid I am, Doctor. I don't feel well at all.
Then let me give you a prescription.
I thank you for your generosity, sir. It's something this part of town truly needs.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
If only these people knew the monster that I was.
It's locked, all right.
Trying to figure out how to get to this quest marker, but kind of lost here, I think. I gotta find out how to get on that bridge. There we go, this should be it. I thought I was on it.
This is Braille. I need someone who can read this.
I got another investigation. I think I'm realizing I'm going the wrong way. I'm supposed to be going down that way. But I guess there is new dialogue available between the people in the hospital, so we might as well go that way.
Die, vermin!
There's one of them vermin!
It's one of them!
Stay back, beast!
Good evening.
Good evening,
I'd like
wise choice.
Oh my god, we're finally selling some good parts. Just for the trigger, but hey, it's better than nothing.
Pembroke is so lucky to have Dr. Reed.
Good evening.
And good evening to you.
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
I would have been confused if anyone other than you had asked that question, Dr. Reed. But your help is welcomed.
There is no shame in helping each other. We're colleagues, after all.
Many doctors I have known are too cynical to think that way.
Goodbye. Good evening, Mr.
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir.
I don't have the medicine for it, dang.
I will see. I have to.
I'm willing to give you the benefit
Don't
of
waste
the
your
doubt.
time with me.
I will not let you down, Mike.
Let's see all needs treated here. Neuralgia, headache, and fatigue. Where's my room? There it is. Let's talk with Dr. Swansea, since he's got some new stuff to say, apparently.
Jonathan, at last. I've been worried sick. Have you solved the case of our poor Sean Hampton?
Don't worry, Edgar. The reputation of Pembroke Hospital is secure. Sean Hampton was not the guilty party.
Is that true? Oh, good news. Good news indeed.
I found Harriet Jones. She's much the same old, embittered woman she was, only she's been made a skull. Her transformation did not go well.
Incredible. Well, why not bring her here? We could learn so much by studying her condition. It would be fascinating.
I doubt that. She can barely move. Perhaps we could learn more about the degeneration of skulls.
Perhaps. But she could also belong to a new species. We know so little of the laws that dictate vampire reproduction.
Were there any studies made by your order on the subject?
Not that I'm aware of. I will transmit your discovery to the Brotherhood's primate. He will be delighted.
Does the name Old Bridget ring any bells?
I've never heard of her. Why? A patient of ours? I must confess, I don't know them all.
No, it's just someone I recently met. A fascinating woman. I had thought that perhaps...
By the stole, Jonathan, you've met another vampire. I would appreciate an introduction, if that's the case.
They're all too common nowadays.
What do you know of the Ascalon Club?
Not as much as I would like. There have always been rumors about a secret society of vampires operating in the interests of the British Empire, though I've never met a member.
I crossed paths with one. A terrifying creature going by the name of Fergal. He was sent by the Ascalon Club to exterminate the Skulls of the East End.
By the stole, Jonathan. If vampires are eliminating their own progeny, then dark times are upon us. Darker than I've ever witnessed.
Do you think Lady Ashbury would know of them?
Jonathan, our beloved lady is not one for social dalliances, nor the assemblies of dark orders. She's a woman of superior taste and selective acquaintance.
A pleasure as always, Edgar.
I like the music that plays when you're talking to him. It's very inquisitive.
I managed to arrange.
At least they managed to clean up all the blood around here.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. Good evening.
I don't want to talk to the mother.
Goodbye.
Try to talk to your boy.
Good evening.
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid.
You are not a...
And you have...
I have to...
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
A month? A year? You have the right...
I don't even know how to get to Oswald Thatcher. I know Dr. Tippets is around here. He's like out here.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed.
Do you need any medical...
Yes, indeed.
I have no doubt about it, but you are still ill all the same. Please, take this medicine.
I appreciate your concern, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Doc.
Alright, we gotta figure out where Oswald is. Let's look him up. It's not really giving me a good tip of where he's located. I think he's just outside of the hospital. Like around here. So I think I remember talking to someone that was around here. Those are just enemies. Skull. Well, we'll take the skull out for blood. Okay, I don't think he was this far away. So, I know we met him in the sewers, but I don't know where he went after he got out of the sewers. There he is.
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher.
Yes, this neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to me it smells like the purest mountain air.
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested in my case.
When I rescued you, you expressed joy at seeing the sky again. So I'm inclined to believe you were trapped or buried somehow. Maybe during a shelling.
Jeez, you're good, Doc. You're really good.
Go on, please. Tell me more about it.
Newton and I were trapped in a circulation tunnel after an artillery attack. We were buried alive for several days without ever knowing if we'd be found.
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
It was more than dark. It was black as pitch. Hours seemed like days, and days like months. The terror, the shameful thoughts. Lord have mercy.
Shameful thoughts?
This guy's been through some shit. He's got some PTSD.
I don't remember which day, but when I thought we'd never be rescued, that this would be our end, I thought about...
Suicide.
Say it, Mr. Thatcher. If you ever want to heal, you have to say it.
I thought about what I could do to survive. Just for a few more days.
Cannibalism?
I thought about killing Newton.
Yep.
Killing and eating him. The man I fucking love.
What you endured was terrifying. It would have completely destroyed weaker men.
It did not destroy Newton.
Tell me about your true feelings for Newton.
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine life without him.
Why should you be ashamed?
I'm not, I said. But Newton sees it differently.
They're in a homosexual relationship, it sounds
I
like.
admire your honesty. It takes courage to stand up to society. The world needs people like you to create change.
Courage is what we needed in the trenches, looking death in the face every day. I speak plain. I speak my mind.
Have you always been this straightforward?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer, my only regret was I wouldn't be able to hold or kiss Newton again. I love him, that's all.
Why were you locked in that sewer? What happened?
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in, despite my claustrophobia.
Why did you run? What was the reason for your argument?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital, but I can't stand being closed in. Makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctor said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
Mr. Thatcher, do you have a job?
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean. I was a soldier too.
No. Nobody can truly understand what I've gone through.
Do you need medical attention?
Don't get me wrong, sir. I'm grateful for what you've done, but I've never felt comfortable with doctors.
I'm certain you have your reasons. But let me assure you, I'm not like other doctors you may have consulted with.
It is true. You risked your life to save me, after all. It would be impolite to refuse your counsel.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed of the Pembroke Hospital. May I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed. So it's you who saved my friend Oswald. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
And you are?
Newton Blight.
We're about to grill
Oswald
the fuck
and I
out of
recently
him
returned
for
from
his
the war.
homosexual relationship, because it sounds like he doesn't want to talk about it.
How do you feel about Oswald Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
What if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know, I never thought I'd love a man.
Enjoy your love. And enjoy life as long as you can, Mr. Blight. Don't let anyone tell you who you should love or how you should love them.
I appreciate your kind words, sir. But it ain't that easy. It's all so new to me.
You and Oswald were buried alive during the war. Tell me about it.
Yeah. It was last summer. A shell hit our trench and we were buried for a week.
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time it happened to me. Surviving it again gave me strength. You believe that?
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel. It was an outpost, see?
Man, both of these guys have been through some serious shit.
Oswald's not keen on being inside for too long.
I feel bad for the PTSD they have.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it, you can talk him round.
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital. And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one, they turn me. Just want to run. It's that fear that stopped me from going after Oswald when he left.
What can you tell me about the war,
Super scared of rats.
Mr. Blight?
Interesting.
If you want to speak about it, of course.
War was... well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere. Your mates lying bleeding in the mud. Just praying to make it through and get home. Bloody nightmare.
I fought in France, too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we're in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever since.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. and there were rats.
Go on.
It started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears.
Ooh, wow.
My fingers.
I can see why
lips.
he's got a fear of rats.
I couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh.
Ironically, we do.
Oswald.
That's how we started
He
this
found me
game.
and saved me.
Dr. Reed's like, if you only knew. Oh, I didn't mean to mesmerize him. Dang it. Let him go. That was a joke. Pretend like none of that ever happened. I was just playing with you.
Hello again.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
I was trying to give him the medicine.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
Afraid so. In the war, I was always worried about picking up...
Throughout history, some diseases have done more damage to armies than any weapon created by man. You were wise to be careful.
You're working at the Pembroke Hospital, aren't you? That's a good enough reason for me and Oswald to go there.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
It would be a juicy pair for experience.
Should be grateful for his luck. We fought for England, but England won't fight for us.
It's so hard how this game tempts you with experience points, because you look at like how much you get from killing someone and you're like, oh, I would love to level up more. It's a very interesting concept for game progression. And it makes perfect sense for the world that we're in. I think we're gonna have to level up Blood Spear for the next thing, so we're just gonna rest as it is without leveling anything up. It didn't go up from 86. It just stayed right where it was at stable.
Good evening, Milk.
Good evening, Doc.
I'd like...
Why?
Another good trigger part. That's nice to see. Well, I think we'll go ahead and wrap things up there. I'm starting to get a little sleepy, so I don't want to take too much more time, because I think we're going to jump into a bunch of side quests tomorrow. So I will see you all then, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure to follow on Twitch if you're seeing this from YouTube at twitch.tv/greatgrandsoap, and I will see you all then.